Hello, my babies, and welcome back. Today I have a Dear Granny letter for you, and it is titled, Does He Love Me? So let's not keep this young lady waiting. This sounds kind of serious. Dear Granny, I was nervous to ask you for help, but I don't feel like I can confide in the people around me. I don't want to hear that I told you so's. I don't want to feel like I've failed either. I've been dating my boyfriend for a few months. No one I know seems to like him or want me with him. My relationship has caused many rifts in friendships. That part I was able to cope and come to terms with. I was trying to keep my story short, but I'm not sure if I can. We had met a year ago through a mutual acquaintance, and we didn't get on very well, mainly because of that person. A few months ago, he approached me, expressing interest in me, wanting a relationship with me. I was stunned because I would have never expected that from him, seeing as I remembered who he was dating back then. Their relationship was bad, and even though I didn't get along with him, I felt so bad for him and the way he was being treated. At the time, he didn't know about her lies, he didn't know about her many secrets, and the way he loved her made my heart hurt. He was clingy but passionate. It was cute. As much as I didn't get along with him, I couldn't help but admire the way he spoke about her, the way he looked for her. He knew that I'd just gotten out of a relationship that ended so badly. My heart was still hurting a bit, and he knew it, but I wanted to give myself more time. But he was persistent and insistent about wanting a relationship with me. He sounded so sure of what he wanted, me. He made so many promises, and I believed those promises. I wanted to believe in him. Our first few weeks, he was always playing games with his friends. I didn't mind that, but even my messages would go unanswered for long lengths of time. I would ask him to do things with me, but he would only log into SL to stand at my side and play video games with his friends. I didn't complain. Finally, I addressed this issue, and he said that he had been hurt so much in the past that maybe it was too soon for him. And all I could think was, what about me? What about how all of this has been making me feel? That didn't matter, did it? We broke up. Not long after, he wanted me back, but all I could think of is, why do you want me back? You never spend any time with me. You ignore my messages. You make me feel like I'm nothing. Granny, I took him back, and this went on for a while. We spend more time together now. He replies to my messages, and when I'm with him, he is funny, charismatic. He's become my happiness. When he shows me attention, it feels like every bit of my sadness is washed away. But when he starts fights over the most smallest things, they don't happen too often, but I notice they happen after we have a great time and spend a lot of time together. I feel as if he does this when he wants space. As much as I love him, I feel that something is wrong here. I tell everyone around me that my relationship is fine and that I'm happy, but I'm not. I'm actually very sad, disappointed, and most times I feel alone. I'm in love. Am I in love with someone who doesn't love me back or doesn't want to love me back? Oof. Oh, honey, I would be confused if I were you as well. But isn't it both lovely and very confusing feeling when someone shows interest in us, someone that we never thought would or could? Well, I think so. Life is funny that way. Pleasant surprises and all of that come in the strangest of ways. Now, let's get to the part where you mentioned he doesn't get along with the people in your life. Oh, wait, sorry. You said that they don't like him. Ask yourself, what has he done to them in order for them not to like him? Has he done anything? Is their strong dislike for him justified? Just remember, it's nice and easy when those around us give their seal of approval about who we're dating. But do we really need their approval? No. Your romantic relationships are your own. You're an adult. But about your past relationship, I would have liked to have heard a bit more about that, honey. Hopefully you can fill me in another time, maybe. But I do think, and I dare say, that you needed more time before getting into a new relationship. But most people jump into new heartache to forget their present heartache. You know, I tend to think that that's the human condition of how to get over things and how to be able to sleep at night when you can't get your mind off of somebody. You just go out and freaking try and meet someone new, and that's what a lot of people do. I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it happens. I won't lie here, though. He does sound selfish. I mean, when you genuinely care, when you genuinely love someone, there's this magnetic pull to that person. You can't and don't want to be without that person. Most of your thoughts are thoughts of the one you love. You crave to be with the one you love. It's painful to love someone and to feel unwanted by that person. It's a particular kind of suffering. To be ignored by the one we love is to feel freaking invisible. And that takes its toll. It's damaging. Almost as if you were being punished for past mistakes that were done to him by his ex. He needs to put his big boy communication pants on. He needs to say when he needs space instead of picking fights. People, it's not difficult to tell your partner that you have other things to tend to. It's not difficult to tell them you need a moment alone for yourself. Picking a fight is so much more work than just being honest and saying you want to go do your own thing. I will say this. If you're going to fight, listen to me carefully, pick your battles wisely. Don't make fights where there's just no need to have any. Well, with you guys, sounds like some things have improved. That's good. Do I agree with the way he treated you in the start? No. Not by any means or stretch of the imagination. If you would have written me back then about him ignoring you and not doing anything with you and all this other stuff, well, I would have told you to leave him. I would have told you to just go. But look at the change in him. Change for the better requires effort. When someone puts effort in and time in, that's genuine, is it not? It means he cares. I think right now you can't seem to get past your beginning with him and how that made you feel. I think that you're afraid that it might happen again. I really think that you are. And the strongest of us would be weary as well, darling. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. And as for you pretending to be fine when you're not, just to save face, many people do that. So many. Probably even those very same friends that you're afraid to open up to. We don't like to feel as if we've failed in front of the eyes of others. Because let's face it, tons of people are always watching on social media and everything else. So we don't like to fail in front of the eyes of others. We don't want the whispers. We don't want to feel less than. But behind every closed door, there is a relationship with problems. Many greater than our own. You know, so many people look like the most perfect of couples, and they put on these shows, okay? And they have the most toxic freaking relationships, or the biggest skeletons in their closets, like Jumanji Colossal. But, I don't know. It's to where, you know, behind every closed door, there are problems. But ask yourself this. Are they your real friends if you can't confide in them without fear of judgment? Think about that for a little bit. Also, it's okay to be a private person. It's okay to not broadcast every relationship problem that you have on social media. But you know what's really okay? Communicating with your partners. Being honest. You both have talking that you need to do. But best of luck to you, my dear. And please keep me posted. Let me know how you're doing, okay? You know, what you're going through, it's not easy. It's not easy. And I'm sure you're not the only one going through it. Tons of people, you know, go through stuff like this. Hell, you know? But if this starts to happen again, and I'm going to say this with the most sincerity that I can muster, then you got to cut the guy loose. You know? You got to cut the guy loose. You have to. Because if it just continues and it reverts back to the old cycle of things, and you're just getting hurt and you're holding on, you're hanging on for these little scraps of time to where he's treating you like you exist. That's painful, honey. But alright, everybody. This ends the video. And also, I have made a Steam account, yes. And I have made a Twitch, yes, I have. And I am still taking video game recommendations. And I'm going to be adding people to my Steam. And I will be streaming stuff. I will be playing some creepy games, but I'll have to have somebody in Discord with me or something because I get really scared and I won't be able to sleep for a week, you know? So that's a thing. But if you're interested, let me know, though I am going to be particular about the games that I play. I don't want to see no breast assists in these games, flapping all over, any sausages or whatever. But I love your faces. And I'll see you soon. Toodles.